47 Ronin begins with the narrative of an ancient fairy tale in Japan. Formerly, Japan was inhabited by witches, demons, and samurai. At that time, Japan was ruled by an emperor named Shogun Tsunayoshi, which consisted of several provinces, but the provinces are mutually hostile. They have many customs, one of which is not allowed to accept foreigners or mixed blood to be made noble. The samurai who failed to protect their master would feel very ashamed of their subjects. They will regress to become Ronin. Ronin is the samurai who lost or separated from their master. Japan also has a legend about the 47 Ronin. The legend begins with a teenage boy named Kai, who runs scared to escape the bamboo forest. No one knows about his origins. Japanese people believe that he was raised by the devil in the middle of the Tengu forest. Kai, exhausted from running, finally fell into a shallow river in Akko province. He was found by a male samurai named Oishi Kuranosuke. He saw that there was a scratch on the back of Kai's head. He also believes that Kai is part of the devil. When Oishi wants to kill him, their master, Asano, stops him. Asano asked Oishi to take Kai to his house for adoption. Asano is the leader of the province or kingdom of Akko. He allowed Kai to live in his territory but not in his kingdom. Kai lives in a small hut close to his kingdom. Kai is very close to Asano's daughter, Mika. It turns out that they both love each other, but Kai is self-aware because he is a mixed blood owner. So, he could not marry into the noble class there. Long story short, 10 years have passed, and Kai is now a grown man. The samurai seemed to be in the middle of the forest to hunt down the bull demon. When they were careless, suddenly the bull demon appeared and immediately attacked them. The samurai began to shoot until the bull fell, but it managed to stand up again and ran away from them. When the bull wanted to attack a samurai named Yasuno, Kai came and plunged his sword into the bull's chest until it died. After the bull died, Kai pulled the sword back from its body and returned it to Yasuno. But Kai gets bad words from him. He said that he would rather die from being attacked by a bull than live with the help of a mixed blood person. Then Asano and Oishi came there to meet the samurai. Asano thanked Yasuno for killing the bull. Oishi also cut off the bull's horns as a tribute to him. But after Oishi looked at Kai's hand, he knew Kai had killed the bull. Then Kai saw a white fox behind the tree with different eye colors, blue and gold, but he ignored it and returned to his hut. When Asano and the samurai arrive at the kingdom, he informs Mika that Shogun appointed Akko Province as the venue for the annual fighting tournament. Akko Province will compete against Nagato Province. Nagato Province is ruled by Lord Kira, who is Asano's rival. At night, Mika secretly leaves her kingdom to meet Kai at his hut. She wants to treat the wound on his back, but he asks her to return to her kingdom. At the same time, the white fox who met Kai earlier came to Kira's kingdom. Then the fox turned herself into a beautiful woman. The woman is a magician named Mizuki who is loyal to Kira and will do anything for him. The day the tournament was held, Shogun and Kira visited the Akko kingdom to prepare for the annual tournament in the evening. Kai was secretly watching the tournament in the kingdom. He accidentally saw a woman with blue and gold eyes like the white fox he had met in the forest. Kai also reported to Oishi that one of Kira's concubines was a magician. However, Oishi ignores his words and reminds him that he is only a mixed blood. The following day the tournament was about to start. The fighter from Kira's camp entered the field, while the fighter from Akko's camp was Yasuno. When Yasuno wanted to wear his clothes, suddenly, a white fox approached him and bewitched him so that he was unconscious. Kai and Oishi's son Chikara meet Yasuno in a convulsion. He tells Kai that if Asano doesn't have a fighter, he will feel very embarrassed. Kai eventually replaces Yasuno as Akko's fighter. To cover his face, he wears a mask and an iron hat. Finally, the fight began. During the fight, Kai is thrown off when attacked by his opponent until his mask is removed. Asano was surprised to see it because Akko's fighter should be Yasuno. Shogun then ordered the samurai to kill Kai, but Asano protects Kai and apologizes to Shogun. As a replacement, he ordered his samurai to beat up Kai. Asano was very embarrassed and disappointed by the incident. After the fight was over, he locked himself in his room. On the other hand, for those who are still staying the night in the Asano kingdom, Mizuki suddenly tells Kira that she feels Asano's weakness. She extracted the purple liquid and turned it into a poisonous spider. With her strength, Mizuki came to Asano's room, who was sleeping. She put the spider over his mouth, so the purple liquid from the spider dripped down his mouth. After Asano woke up and accidentally swallowed the liquid, he hallucinated as if he heard Mika scream. He took his sword and went to Kira's room. How surprised he was to see Mika being slept with by Kira. When Asano wanted to slash Kira's back, he was stopped by Oishi. Turns out it was all just a hallucination. Though Kira was alone in his room, because he had attacked Kira for no reason, Shogun gave him the death penalty. In the morning, Asano will soon be executed according to the samurai tradition by thrusting a sword into his own stomach and removing his intestines to restore his good name. Mika was hysterical when she saw Asano stabbing himself in the stomach, followed by Oishi, who slashed his neck. After the execution, Shogun declared that the Akko samurai were now Ronin. Shogun ordered Mika to marry Kira in a waiting period of 1 year. After Shogun left the Akko kingdom, Kira announced that Mika was his now. He also asks Oishi not to take revenge for Asano's death. He also banished Kai to Dute's Island to make him a slave there. He also orders the samurai to imprison Oishi for 1 year. Meanwhile, the other samurai were expelled from Akko. Long story short, 1 year passed, and Oishi was released from prison and banished to a remote village. Chikara and his wife, Riku, meet Oishi. She informs him that Kira will soon marry Mika and Kai is now a slave on Dute's Island. Oishi orders Chikara to find 3 horses and orders Riku to spread the news that she is divorced from Oishi. This he did to protect Riku from Kira's cruelty. After Chikara managed to get 3 horses, Oishi ordered him to go to the Ronin and asked them to wait at the Black Lake. Meanwhile, Oishi will go to Dute's Island to free Kai, and then he immediately goes there. Arriving on Dute's Island, Oishi sees Kai dueling with an arch. After Kai defeated him, Oishi tried to approach him, but instead, Kai attacked him. After he falls due to Kai's attack, Oishi tells him that Mika needs his help. Kai suddenly realized and immediately fled from there with Oishi. After a while, they tried to escape and finally succeeded. In the morning, Kai and Oishi meet the remaining Ronin in the Black Lake. Together they vowed to avenge Asano's death and send Kira to hell. Then Oishi opens Akko's map, where he will take the Ronin to Uechi village to get a sword. He orders Ronin Isogai to infiltrate the shrine in Kira's palace to seek information about him. Meanwhile, one of Kira's samurai tells him that Oishi has been released from prison and is planning an attack. He immediately ordered Mizuki to kill Oishi. At the same time, Oishi and the Ronin arrived at Uechi village, but all they met were Kira's samurai. Kai immediately attacked and killed them in no time. After that, they spent the night in the village. While resting in one of the empty houses, Oishi told him they still lacked weapons. Kai also suggested that Oishi goes to the middle of the Tengu forest. There they could get good swords. Then he admitted that he had been raised by the devil in the middle of the Tengu forest. The demon taught him how to fight as well as magic moves. He will do the magic only when the situation is urgent. They immediately went there. Meanwhile, Isogai infiltrated the kingdom and is now at Kira's royal entertainment venue. There he meets Mizuki, who is pretending to be a comfort woman, but he doesn't know that she is a witch. The following day, Kai, Oishi, and the Ronin arrive at the Tengu forest. They find an ancient temple where Kai used to live. Then he took Oishi inside the temple while the Ronin waited outside the temple. Kai tells Oishi that while he is in the temple, he must not draw his sword even when there is a threat. Then they arrived inside the temple and saw the Tengu prostrate themselves in front of a large statue. Kai immediately went to the secret room, where they put a stuck sword. Soon he was visited by a Tengu god with a face like a snake. Tengu god insinuated to him about his origins first. Kai's parents were farmers who married an English man, but the farmers did not accept his presence and threw him into the forest, until Kai was found by Tengu god and taught many things in this temple. Kai also said that his purpose in coming to the temple was to retrieve Tengu god's sword. He also let Kai take the sword. But Oishi finds Yasano and the other Ronin entering the shrine as well. Yasano drew his sword so that Tengu felt annoyed and attacked him. Even though Oishi panicked seeing the situation, he still listened to Kai's words not to draw his sword. Kai then fought over the sword with Tengu god using shadow moves. He managed to take the sword until Tengu god was impressed. After that, he met Oishi, who looked confused because all the Ronin had disappeared and was replaced by the Tengu sword. It turns out that all Oishi saw were hallucinations, and Ronin were still safe outside the temple. After that, Kai and Oishi went outside the temple with swords. They went outside the forest. On the way, he shows the power of the Tengu sword. The sword can cut tree trunks without expending energy. Then one of the Ronin named Baso tried to prove it, but he failed, maybe because he consumed a lot of kale. When they arrived at Uechi village, suddenly Isogai came to meet Oishi. He tells Oishi that Kira will visit his ancestral shrine later that evening. Knowing this, Oishi planned to surround him. Oishi and the other Ronin came to the shrine in question when night fell. When they got there, they saw Kira praying at the temple. When they were about to attack him, Isogai suddenly vomited, and Kira turned into Mizuki. Then Mizuki spouted a huge fire towards the Ronin. Soon Kira's fighters came to attack them, but they managed to escape. After the fire subsided, Mizuki took Oishi's sword. She thought that Oishi was already burned to death. Upon the arrival of Oishi and the Ronin in Uechi village, Kai treats the wounds of the Ronin, including Baso. In his last breath, he admitted that he often threw stones at Kai in the past. He apologized to Kai, and finally, he died. The following day, Kai and Chikara saw a group of dancers heading to Kira's palace. They also confronted and begged them to hide Kai, Oishi, and the others in their group. They also joined wearing the same clothes and headed for Kira's palace, where they would have a wedding. While on the way, Yasuno met Kai to apologize for his harsh words and thank Kai for saving him from the bull demon. Oishi and the others then signed a letter with their blood-inked handprints, as a sign of commemorating the efforts they put in for Lord Asano. Kira and Mika's wedding night arrives. Oishi and several Ronin manage to enter disguised as a troupe of dancers. Meanwhile, the other Ronin infiltrates other places while killing Kira's palace guard. While Oishi was performing on stage, one of the palace guards shot an arrow at him so that his disguise was exposed. The Ronin began to attack. They also managed to kill Kira's strongest fighter by using a firecracker. Seeing this, Kira immediately ran away with Mika, but she rebelled and went in a different direction from him. Oishi is in charge of dealing with Kira, while Kai is in charge of finding Mika. After Kai and Mika met, they immediately embraced. But suddenly, Mizuki came in the form of a white dragon. Then Kai immediately took out the Tengu sword to fight her. After their fight, Kai managed to kill Mizuki. Likewise, with Oishi, he managed to slash Kira's head. Then Oishi brought Kira's head out and showed it to the samurai. Seeing this, the samurai bowed to him and stopped fighting. The next day, Oishi and the Ronin traveled to Akko to pay their respects at Asano's grave. Then Shogun came to them. He was very angry with what Oishi did. He also admitted his actions and asked Shogun to respect the efforts of his Ronin. Shogun says they all should be hanged. However, because he respected Asano, he gave them the same punishment as Asano. Before they were executed, Kai met Mika and promised to find each other in the next life. When the execution was about to begin, Shogun ordered Chikara to come out and stay alive so there would be a successor to Oishi's descendants. Now there are 47 Ronin who are ready to commit suicide, including Kai. But in history, Kai's name is not listed, but Chikara's name is. Likewise, with Yasuno, who should be Yoshida. The film ends. The moral that can be learned is not to underestimate other people of different ethnicity from us, because they may be the ones who will help when we are in trouble.